Now, I've talked about this guest on the show a few times over the past few weeks. Dr. Livia Tosiki Bolt is a lady that was arrested for holding up a sign in one of these buffer zones or bubble zones, depending where you are, that simply said, "Here to talk if you want." That is an arrestable offence in the United Kingdom, in the anti-free speech, anti-freedom of worship, anti-free religion country that has become the United Kingdom. And Dr. Livia Tosiki Bolt is with us now. Livia, thank you for joining us.
Hello, good afternoon, Calvin, and thank you for having me.
Not at all. Thank you for coming on. And firstly, congratulations because you won. You are one of the few people who succeeded in having a win, and we have to celebrate every single win we have these days. You won a battle. You got to pay out, I believe, around £20,000 in prosecution costs. But this is a success because you did nothing wrong.
It's a success because he has brought out the conversation in the public conscience in the UK. And after all, that's what my sign was aiming to, in a way. In a strange way, I was asking to have a conversation if people wanted to. And there is an appetite now for this conversation to happen. And that's the win, let's say, even if I've been convicted. I'll have to clarify a few things with a bit of misunderstanding. I was never arrested, in fact.
Right.
I was fined, and fined not by the police, by the community safety accredited officers that are employed by Bournemouth, Christchurch and Poole Council, BCP Council. Those are the officers who approached me those 2 days in 2023 now, 2 years ago or more, March, 2nd and 3rd of March 2023. And I was fined because I refused to obey their order to leave the buffer zone. I was inside the buffer zone with a sign on a green area opposite the BPAS abortion facility in Bournemouth. And I both days, in both instances, I told them that I would obey their order, provided they would give me a reasonable explanation as why I was breaking, with my presence, with my sign, I was breaking the buffer zones.
Well, it's a good point. So you're in one of these buffer zones, which is a geographical area around an abortion center, where
this is a much large, geographic area established this before the national buffer zone, established by BCP Council in October 2022.
Oh yeah, so this was one of the first to try it in the country, and of course it's since been spread all across the country, which suggests that they thought it was a success down in Bournemouth. But the law here says you're not allowed to harass, intimidate, and it goes on. And there are lots of things you're not allowed to do in this law. But you're not allowed to distribute literature. You're not allowed to pray, and you weren't doing any of those things. You were standing there holding a sign that says "Here to talk if you want." So when they told you to move on, what is it that they were saying that you were doing wrong?
So the first day, they said that somebody had alerted them, that's why they came, saying that there was somebody harassing and intimidating. So I asked them, am I harassing or intimidating? What do you think? And so then we discussed each of the points of the buffer zones in Bournemouth, which are, again, they are not exactly the national buffer zones, but so for each point I was repeatedly asking, am I breaching this point? Am I breaching this point? Am I breaching this point? And the only explanation I was receiving is somebody believed that you were harassing, intimidating. Somebody believed, but I said, am I harassing or intimidating? So I refused to leave because I was not doing anything of the nor harassing or intimidating. And on the second day, again, I refused to leave. This time, they accused me of protesting. I expressed in approval, disapproval in regard to the bypass abortion facility. And again, I said, I'm not expressing anything. I'm here to offer conversation to anybody who wants to have a conversation with me. And on topic that I would never, I don't know in advance, because it's what the people want to talk to me about.
Right.
It's not a must. I'm choosing the argument of the topic conversation. I leave to people to choose. So it was sort of incredible that I've been asked to leave, and I've been asked then to pay a fine, and then I refused, and that's how I arrived to court.
I find that fascinating because the language of disapproval is what they used with Adam Smith Connor as well, when they found him guilty actually of disapproval of abortion, as if to have an opinion against something is illegal. That I find that absurd. But also further, your point about you wanted a conversation. Now, you didn't say what the conversation was about. You were open to having conversations. It seems to me like they don't want people having conversations because they want people to go ahead with the abortions. They don't want people to find support, encouragement, or any kind of help outside of abortion. That seems quite dark.
Yes, it's very dark, because that's my point of view, but the point of view of many pro-lifers, because all this narrative to bring in parliament buffer zone has been constructed around this harassment, intimidation, which it didn't happen. It's never happened. The first people to not to want this is a pro-lifer who wants to reach out to the woman, who wants to help, who wants to save a life of both the child and also a woman's life, because there are irreversible consequences with abortion for everyone, and the trauma is real. And so,
And the mark of
why
sin, of course, of an assault
why
is a problem.
yeah, why to stop this? Why, who is afraid of having of having conversations about this issue? The first people to be hurt by this buffer zone are the women, vulnerable women, who may well want to have a conversation, who have not decided, who are in a state of anguish. They know that something is going to happen, that it will have consequences for everyone. And so who is fearing this conversation, and why? And that's the other thing that hurts me, is this human rights to be poised one against the other, the expressive rights and the right to privacy of these women, as if they were opposing each other, in contrast with each other. No, they are in harmony, because reaching out and having and talking about this is good for everyone, is not harmful, it's good. And the other thing I noticed, the language that is shifting in a way, and that's another boring, concerning point in a democratic society. From harassment and intimidation, which are crime punishable by law. In fact, if I was really harassing or intimidating anyone on that day, the 2nd of March, I could have been arrested by the police. I was not arrested. I was not harassing, intimidating. But this poison, this right to expression, to freedom of expression against the right of privacy, is very, very dark, I think.
It is. I think it's disingenuous as well. They're painting it as a battle between rights. Rights don't have a battle.
Yeah,
All rights are
they
for our good.
harmonize each other. There is harmony in
Right.
rights.
Right. But also, rights come from God. Rights don't come from the government or the police or the community
Yeah.
support officer. They can take rights away, but all rights come from our Lord, and that's again
Natural,
disingenuous for them to
natural rights,
prevent
natural.
to put forward the image that they are somehow protecting something that they're giving us. It's a lie. Thank you for watching my Common Sense Crusade. If you'd like to watch the whole show, you can subscribe to lotuseaters.com for as little as £5 per month, and then you get access to a bank of content as well. My show is 3 p.m. every Thursday. See you there. Deus Vult.